So there's some good news and some bad news regarding Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us Part 2, two of the biggest games that are releasing in 2020, and I also want to go over some of the stuff that has been happening in the past 24 hours. To be more specific, The Last of Us Part 2 had its entire story pretty much leaked online. There's a bunch of footage out there and yeah, a lot of spoilers going on, but I do want to talk about a very important topic, which is of course the release date of the two games I've mentioned, because well, there is one delay and The Last of Us Part 2 is back on the menu again with a release date as a result of the leak that happened yesterday. So let's jump right into it, and as always, a thumbs up on this video would be super awesome. Anyway, for everybody who's been out of the loop lately or simply don't really know what's been happening in the past few months with these two games, well, here is a short breakdown of everything that's been happening. So basically, The Last of Us Part 2 was supposed to release towards the end of May, but unfortunately due to the current worldwide events that are affecting everybody and all industries, that has been indefinitely postponed and its initial release date has been pretty much cancelled. Even the company came in with this Twitter post a few weeks back that pretty much explains that the reason for that is due to logistics problems caused by the ongoing crisis, and as such they wouldn't be able to most probably satisfy all of the demand for copies of the game, and this would most likely also impact the sales. Well, at the very least that was the case up until yesterday when the unexpected happened, and that was, well, somebody came in online and simply leaked the entire main story campaign for The Last of Us Part 2, including gameplay footage of, I believe, the majority of it. I haven't checked any of this gameplay, I don't really want to plan to do that, and the reason for that is because I simply don't want to spoil the game for myself. But you can imagine how many people got pissed about this, you can imagine how many people are probably gonna turn away from buying this game, and now the situation has spiraled so much out of control that the company and Sony had to come in and re-announce the release date, a new release date for The Last of Us Part 2, as well as Ghost of Tsushima, because yeah, why not? Why not get a delay in all of these times of need? But otherwise, this is the blog post right here. So The Last of Us Part 2 will arrive on June 19, meanwhile Ghost of Tsushima will follow up on July 17, so a slight little delay over there of almost 1 month for Ghost of Tsushima, which I guess it makes sense now when we put things into perspective. But yeah, this is the reason why Naughty Dog and Sony had to come in with a new release date for The Last of Us Part 2. They pretty much had the leak going on for the past 24 hours. This most likely forced their hands to just go in and release the game already, and this couldn't have come at a worse time. It's a global crisis going on, it's most likely that they won't be able to make enough copies in time. This is pretty much what happened with, well, Final Fantasy VII Remake, but at the very least in that case they did have a few weeks before the crisis started, and yeah, they had some time to prepare and ship the game in advance. So we might see a similar route to The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima as well this summer, though it remains to be seen if that's going to be the case. Nonetheless, this is most likely also the reason for why we're seeing a delay for Ghost of Tsushima as well, most likely because The Last of Us Part 2 is now releasing in June, not 1 week ahead of the initial release date for Ghost of Tsushima, and I simply cannot see Sony putting up two of its biggest exclusives of the year up against each other in such a close time window. So yeah, this is the main reason for why the game is being delayed by a month and why we're seeing it as a July release instead of June. So it makes sense, though I would have preferred to have Ghost of Tsushima in June and have The Last of Us Part 2 release in May as it was supposed to. I simply don't think that no matter what, even like a few weeks, be it June, be it May, are still not going to be enough to fully deliver on all of the copies. There's simply not enough time for that. The crisis is most likely still going to be ongoing and the supply chain is likely still going to be disrupted this summer as well, and they could have gone with a route similar to, for example, Final Fantasy VII Remake that shipped some of its copies in advance, but this also meant a little bit of a spoiler going on over there in the online, since yeah, people were playing it a little bit sooner than it was supposed to. Anyway, what's worst about this entire crisis, outside of the fact that this couldn't have happened at a worse time, outside of the fact that the entire game has been leaked, is the fact that all of this could have been easily avoided by Naughty Dog had they paid their employees. So after doing a little bit of digging, it seems that one Naughty Dog employee, or at the very least somebody who has worked on the game either as a developer or as a game tester, hasn't had its wages paid for the work they have put on the game, and as a result they have gone online and pretty much leaked everything: the game, the gameplay, the story, and this has now caused a lot of people to worry about the game, to worry about its sales, but even more so there's a lot of people pissed about what the story contains, what it's about. Apparently a lot of people are now planning to not purchase the game anymore as a result of this leak and as a result of not meeting their apparent expectations. Though I'm just gonna say this: if you didn't watch it already, if you don't want to get spoiled, don't do that. It's most likely still going to be a very good game. It's just a matter of execution, how you enjoy the game, what experience it provides you, and if you don't want to get any of that spoiled, do not visit any PlayStation 4 related or The Last of Us Part 2 related sub forums, because chances are somebody over there is going to grief you and they are going to probably post some messages regarding some spoilers for the game. So yeah, this is pretty much it. This is what's been happening the past few hours. Of course, leave a comment down below with your opinion on all of this. Have you seen these leaks? Are you planning to look at them? And even if you were or if you weren't, are you still planning to buy The Last of Us Part 2? Go ahead and leave a reply with that, and also don't forget to subscribe and activate that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one.